be in a shared script and we'd be writing, and then Kyle would say, "You fall down the stairs," and and I'd be like, "Well, I burn your eyebrows off with a blowtorch," and it's like just kind of would keep escalating it.
I'm really excited today to be speaking with Michael Angelo Covino and Kyle Marvin, the team behind Splitsville. Michael, Kyle, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for talking.
Good to be here.
Honestly, this film is so fun. I'm sure you've heard that a lot, but it's so good and so ridiculous. Oh, you haven't heard that yet? Oh
No,
no.
no, we have, but we weren't going to stop you.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
figured,
okay.
Take
In
it.
that case.
if this is our last shot at making a good movie, we're just going to really soak it in.
Well, where did it come from? Because this film is wild.
Our imagination.
Yeah.
I think we are constantly sort of coming up with creative ideas that are exciting to us, and this was just one of those ideas that as soon as we played it out, as soon as we sort of came up with the original impetus of the idea, we said that we have to make this into a movie. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, we really, I mean, look, we have a lot of people in our lives and experience with, situations and things that are sort of in and around or similar to some of these things. So there's definitely some firsthand kind of and secondhand experience there, but really it came from a desire to explore characters who are sort of very certain about things. They're certain that they have it figured out, and then as they stumble through obstacles in life and overcoming things, they maybe come to realize that they don't have it all figured out. And so we loved this idea of a character, two characters who say, "Oh, we're in an open relationship and everything's great and we're not jealous," and then when my character is confronted with him and my wife sleeping together, I lose my mind, and I think we wrote there will be a 10-minute fight scene in our original notes for it, like where it's just they don't talk about it, they just fight it out. And when we came up with that idea and then the opening, we sort of said, all right, this is a movie we really need to make. Like it stuck. It became a visceral sort of desire to, you know, create this on screen.
This fight scene, like this is not just throwing a couple of haymakers. You guys go at it um, extensively, and I would love to know for the two of you what that process was like because I mean you're writing this script, and okay, I'm gonna throw you down the stairs. I'm gonna hit you with this now. I'm gonna like what was that like for you guys?
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, that was kind of the exact process.
It would be we'd be in a shared script and we'd be writing, and then Kyle would say, "You fall down the stairs," and I'd be like, "Well, I burn your eyebrows off with a blowtorch," and it's like just kind of would keep escalating it with complete disregard for how we were going to pull it off. Just really just saying what ridiculous things can we put in the script, and then we'll go and we'll see what's realistic. And I think for the most part, we did everything.
Everything,
I don't
yeah.
think there's anything we had to cut where we just said, "Oh, we can't pull that off." So
I think it felt like as soon as we came up with the idea, it felt like one thing, something we hadn't seen in a while, and something that we loved watching. I mean, we loved Jackie Chan movies. We loved sort of comedy and violence. I think they're awesome together. And two, I think we loved the challenge for ourselves of we said from the get-go we were going to do all of it ourselves. And I think as we got into production, we said, great, can we actually do all these ourselves? And as we practice with our stunt coordinator and sort of work through the things, we're like, yeah, we can do this. So we kind of have to.
yeah.
Yeah, it almost borders on Looney Tunes in parts. Like when you bring out the blowtorch, it's just like what is happening here? Um,
Yeah.
I would love to hear, and this is a name I'm sure that I will. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but is it Adria? Adria and
Yeah, it's
Dakota?
Adria Arjona.
Adria Arjona and Dakota. Like this is an incredible foursome between the two of you and them. What was the process like of bringing them on board and building the chemistry? Because you four are constantly, literally swapping, switching, and
Yeah.
the tension needs to be between everybody.
I mean, look, we lucked out in the fact that they both said yes to doing this movie, but I think what they gravitated toward, which was so exciting, was every character is flawed and messy and vulnerable and doesn't quite have their stuff figured out. And that was a real, it's a testament to both of them as performers, that that's what they gravitate toward. They could very easily go look to do a romantic comedy with like really clean sort of character motivations and things. And this was like a complex thing that wasn't necessarily, we had it on the page, but I think it was a testament to both, we our confidence in what they both brought respectively as performers, and then their confidence in our tone that we were going for, and the specificity of like finding that balance between earnest emotion and sort of absurdity and comedy. And so yeah, we lucked out. I mean, couldn't have asked for better partners in this crazy thing.
And then I think in terms of chemistry, I think it came pretty naturally. I mean, I think we were all aligned in what our characters were doing, and when everyone's sort of lined up and knows what they're trying to accomplish, I think it just happens pretty naturally on set.
It really just felt sort of magical. Like, to be honest, to see all of you playing off each other is so much fun to watch. Um, I wanted to ask you too about love, because this is a film that sort of deconstructs it, reassembles it, deconstructs it again, moves the pieces around the board, and I wondered why that was so interesting for you to explore modern relationships and whether or not they work in today's world.
Well, that's kind of my experience with love. It's sort of like that, come together, fall apart. I mean, I don't know. I think it's relatable. I think it's timeless and relatable. I think it has nothing to do with modern relationships. For us, it had nothing to do with modern relationships. I think like it's set in a modern setting, so inevitably it presents itself as a commentary on modern relationships. But I think if we made this film 50 years ago, or 40 or 30 or 20 years in the future, there's probably elements of it that will be relatable. Like humans are flawed in the same ways, and even when we over intellectualize how grown up we are about things, we still have jealousy, we still have these sort of childlike impulses and emotions that and vulnerabilities, even if we pretend like we don't, or we present like we don't. So that felt very human, and I think that our we were gravitating toward like an exploration of like universal themes of love, right? And these characters and dynamics.
Yeah, we're a little less interested in commentary and a little more interested in just exploring.
Yeah, even though we're talking about like open relationships in the movie, it's sort of like
Yeah,
it's like we're doing it, but then we're not doing it. It's like because the characters are doing it, but they're really not even doing it. And there's something really kind of fun and playful about that. Like
yeah,
like
absolutely.
like they set out to go on a beach trip to this house at the beginning, and at the end of the movie, they end up at at the beach trip at the beach house. And the whole thing is like, why did we go on this crazy journey?
And I like the way that you use that term timeless, because it is interesting in a film like this that there are these like core things that just come, like, jealousy, anger, hurt. Like, these are just raw, natural human emotions. Even if the setting changes or however it goes, like, they're just natural. And I love how these characters sort of express it. I wondered, just for the sake, just to ask you, if you had the chance to sit down with Paul and Carey, what would you say to them?
I
What would you say to Paul?
I would just say deny, 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 deny. I wouldn't do
And
that.
I would say tell the truth. It always comes out in the end.
No, I don't know.
It's funny because part of the fun of this and part of the fun of going on the journey as an audience is you kind of have to go through things in order to really understand them. People give me good advice all the time, and I generally don't take it. And then it happens to me, and then I realize afterwards they were right. And that's sort of like, I think that's the way life is. You kind of got to get kicked
For some
yourself.
people.
For some people, some people are more intelligent than me.
Some people can read a book and really take it in and then avoid the
Yeah,
pitfalls.
I can't. I gotta get firsthand experience. So I think for me, if I were talking to my character, I would be like, hey, just keep going through it, man, because you'll be all right at some point, and then you won't be. But keep going again.
Sounds very Carey.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great point. I mean, it's absolutely like, these guys, they have to sort of go on their journeys in this film, both characters, well, all four characters,
Hmm.
to sort of find what they're looking for. But honestly, guys, the film is genuinely hilarious. I laughed out loud
Thanks,
on
dude.
multiple occasions.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you watch it on a link?
no, I saw it on the big screen.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. That's the
Yeah,
best way to do
Right?
it.
it
There's
is.
something about it in the theater with a group of people. It really yeah, it's I quite enjoy. I mean, I just like the experience of sitting in a funny movie and watching it with a group of people. But there's this added sort of element when you made the thing where you're just like, whoa, what's happening? It's a very surreal experience.
It really brings somehow it brings out the collective joy in the group, I think, to watch a great comedy with other people. I really do.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, there's nothing like sitting outside the theater when it comes out and just listening to people talk, not even about our movie, but just the sort of like the way that they talk to each other. It just feels like everyone gets a little more connected, and I love that.
Hopefully, people aren't running outside of their cars as they leave, as they're driving
And
away,
jumping out,
Yeah,
jumping
exactly.
out and
yeah,
taking off.
running.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Us too.
Good talking to you.
Good talking to you too.
Bye.
Have a great day. Thanks.